Well, hoping to join their ranks are my first guests. On Saturday, they served up 2 courses of delicious dance, from a Cuban salsa to an American smooth. And after a surprise 3rd course, a place in the final was the icing on the cake. It's Danny and Oti.
Such intricate, fabulous lifts.
It lacked, for me, figure 8 rotation in the hip.
It was like a Cuban evening, hot and steamy.
I was totally and completely swept away. It really was exquisite storytelling.
That was right up my street. I loved it.
Danny and Oti! I love that even Danny screamed seeing that dance as Oti took her life in her hands. Where do we even begin? My goodness, 2 dances, a place in the final at stake. What was the atmosphere like on Saturday? How were the nerves?
Well, I was really nervous, but it was so disconcertingly calm in the studio. There was 4 of us, like, sort of walking around. Everything was so organised, and it was just calm, which was terrifying, because I must have had an hour before the show went up, and I was completely ready, and that was no fun.
Yeah. The makeup room, everybody was quiet, hair was quiet, it was just
maybe it's the sort of seriousness of the hugeness of the event. I love it. There, you started with your salsa. We saw you there. It was just utterly brilliant, frankly. And then Darcy said, I'm sorry, it's not wild enough. She wanted even more. She said, were you holding back? I'm assuming probably not.
No, I definitely wasn't holding back, but I was definitely holding on to all the choreography in my head.
Yeah.
Because we technically had half a week, and I'm used to having every hour of the week on one dance. Yeah. So we had half of that, and it just wasn't totally 100% in my body, so I was just clinging on to every step for dear life, praying I didn't go wrong.
That was actually, honestly, the first time we got it all completely right from beginning to end. And at the end, I was so surprised. I'm like, what was that? Where has this guy been the whole week?
There's so many steps in it, I can't even explain. I watched it back in rehearsals, got halfway through it and went, are we still moving?
It's still going. And there's more again. And then, of course, normally it's a huge sense of relief. You finish your dance, you go and, you know, have some sweets and watch everybody else. But this time you had to go on to the American Smooth. How was the focus to sort of come from one and then clear that from your mind and come up and do the second one?
It was really odd, because, that's the first time we've had to do anything like that. Yeah. But it was such a relief that the first one went well, because if it hadn't, you know so much is going to ride on that second one.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we did it the right way around, because we got the salsa out of the way. It was really busy in my head. And once that was done and finished, it was like, great, now we can relax, because the American Smooth needed that. It needed to be calm, cool, collected. And so it was it was a bit of a rush backstage, but it was constant. Like, there wasn't any time, which was quite nice.
Yeah, because then you just got to go out and do it. And can I say, not many people look that handsome in trousers dancing in a jumper. You looked absolutely amazing, and it was stunning. And then Darcy was saying, yes, thank you very much, madam. Thank you. That's what I mean. It really was just something else. Darcy was just talking about that lift being slightly out of context. Oti, what did you make of that?
Well, I understand what she tried to say. Maybe it wasn't as smooth as it could have been, but it was amazing and it was different. That's what we always try to do, just do something completely different every week. There has to be a little bit of roughness.
Your lyricism and stuff, though, when you're doing those moves, it's just brilliant. Let's catch that. Look, we've slowed it down for anyone to see because it is so fast. Here is that amazing moment where you catch Oti as she leaps from the bridge. Like, wow! I mean, the trust to do that. I mean, it's not something you can practice loads either, Oti.
No, it was so funny because when I was choreographing, I always do, like, I try to do simple endings. And then he's like, come on, jump. And I'm like, no. He's like, jump. I was like, I don't know you that well to just jump in your arms. And he's like, oh, to just jump. And then I jumped and he caught me. I was like, oh my God, you caught me. We're going to do it over and over again. And we did it. It was amazing. But one thing is that I kind of like broke my contact lenses. So during that whole dance, well, long story.
Okay.
I couldn't see.
So you basically were jumping blind.
All I saw was a blue figure standing there, and all I knew was nobody ever gets to jump off a bridge into Danny Mac's arms. So
I know. Except you,
I'm a very lucky
Oti.
girl.
We can only dream, the rest of us. And even after those incredible performances, then you're in the dance-off. How was that moment to hear your names, Danny?
You know what? I was gutted because of all the weeks. The semi-final week is the one week you do not want to be there. And everyone was so good. It was, you thought your time's up. You think that's it. And I just thought, so typical. We get to the semis and that's it, done. Like, and it had all been so smooth and like we'd been so fortunate. Even when things didn't go so well, we still went through. So we definitely deserved it at some point, you know. And actually, in hindsight, to come out of it and be on the you know, the good side of a dance-off it's a great lesson to learn, and it's a great feeling to know you've achieved that, and at least that's part of the Strictly experience. So at least we've had the full whack
You've
of
had
it.
the full experience. You really, really have. So this weekend, the final 3 dances for you, which includes a show dance, the judges' pick, and your favourite dance. What have you chosen and why for your favourite? Oti?
We have chosen the samba.
Yes, good news. Why in particular? And was that a decision that you came to together?
Yeah, you know what? That dance was just so much fun, and that was us letting go. And I think if that's gonna be the last dance that we ever get to do together, it has to be just a fun one where we get to release and go wild and just have it be memorable.
It was such a great, that for me was like the biggest achievement that I've had on this show. It was for so many reasons. That's the first time, like we always said, Oti had to give me a character to go out and play, to, you know, to get through it, to sort of detach myself from being on that floor. But that one, she went, it's just you and me. And we threw everything at it and we had fun. And I felt like I was enjoying myself for the first time. That was me out there having fun with like my best friend. And it was just a dream.
Stop it, I'm an emotional wreck already listening. We're going to find out what music your show dance is to in a little moment in Tunes on Tuesday. Oti, you've blown our minds with your choreography all the way through. Your show dance, is it going to be like nothing we've seen before?
I hope so. I hope we're going to just bring in some new elements of dancing on the show and everybody gets excited and loves it at home.
So the judges' pick is the secret till Saturday, but are you happy with what they've chosen?
Am I allowed to? No, I don't want to say too much, but I'm very, very happy with it. It's a great contrast and I'm so pleased we get to do it again.
We cannot wait for the weekend. Good luck in training. We're going to see you on Friday. You're amazing. Danny and Oti! Oh, I couldn't